Hello, one and all, and welcome to Smacktalking Amigo with me, Kean Davidson. It has been a long time. I am sorry, but we're back off. I'm back off my summer break now, so may as well start into the action. Last time I think I did one was the Great Balls of Fire predictions show, quite a few weeks back, maybe a month back. I'm not quite sure. So that was obviously the Raw pay-per-view, and there's been also a SmackDown Live pay-per-view since then, and things have escalated. Like Jason Jordan is Kurt Angle's illegitimate love child. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins might be getting back together, but we will discuss that in the Raw part of the show, and obviously we'll have a SmackDown part of the show. So let's move on to Raw. I've been fairly impressed with Raw recently. They've picked up the mantle from SmackDown Live. I think SmackDown has been fairly stale. I'm not saying that SmackDown aren't producing a good show. I think Raw has just got the edge over them at the moment, whereas SmackDown had the edge over them going into WrestleMania and probably post WrestleMania. Raw has the pick over SmackDown at the moment. So, start of Raw, Dean Ambrose comes out, requests to know what Seth Rollins is up to. As we know, Sheamus and Cesaro have been targeting Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins has been coming to Dean's aid, and Dean has been coming to Seth's aid, but neither of them have done the Shield fist pump, what Seth wants. So they had a little scrap. Seth Rollins said, "I don't blame you for not trusting me. Sometimes I find it hard to trust myself." He put his fist out. Dean put his fist out. Seth didn't do it. Seth walked away. They had a little scuffle. Then Sheamus and Cesaro came out, attacked him, thought that they'd get one up on him, but the former Shield brothers came back strong, exited both men out of the ring, doing good tag team work. Then the whole Massachusetts arena erupted when the two fists went together. Brothers in arms? Don't know. Coexistence? Maybe. Then Kurt Angle came out. Kurt Angle sanctioned a bout for SummerSlam. Sheamus and Cesaro versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, two pieces of the Shield. We'll get onto the third piece of the Shield quite soon, and I'm sure that James will tell you. James knows that I'm a massive advocate for the Shield to get back together, so I'll do my SummerSlam predictions after this. Next up was Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks. It was originally supposed to be Bayley to challenge Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title at SummerSlam. Unfortunately, Bayley separated her shoulder and required surgery. We wish Bayley well. But as you can imagine, Nia being the behemoth she is, heavier than most men, came out of the blocks. But Sasha Banks kept in her hometown and put her in the bank statement. So we have Sasha Banks as the new #1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship, and I think it was the right way to go. I don't think you could go with Nia against Alexa. Nia would be good in a feud against Bayley or possibly Sasha. I don't think you could have put her in a feud with Alexa just yet. So Raw was quite funny. Kurt Angle, quite amusing. So he was talking to the Hardys. The Hardys obviously wanting to get themselves on Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder of the Revival. But obviously, I think it is Scott Dawson who's out until Christmas, I think. So unfortunately, they couldn't face them, and we saw Matt trying to do the broken gimmick. He's teasing it. He's teasing it. I think it may happen after SummerSlam, guys. Just hold on, just a few more weeks. Then Mr. Raj came in. Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, and The Miz. Miz was furious. Last week, Brock Lesnar came onto Miz TV and absolutely dismantled The Miz and The Miz Raj. So they requested a match, and later on in the evening it was Jason Jordan and the Hardy Boys versus Miz Raj, which the Hardy Boys and Jason Jordan inevitably won. Seems like this. It seems like the way to go. With the Miz and Miz Raj, Miz is good at putting over talent. He's good at putting over talent, but the only talent he needed to put over was Jason Jordan. I don't think the Hardys need putting over any more than they are. It'd be nice to see Miz pick up some steam, head of steam, and potentially challenge for the Universal title, because I think he can. So that was it. We saw Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor have a match. What ended in Bray Wyatt throwing some paint over Finn Balor, I think it was paint. And their match will be epic at SummerSlam, and we will see the Demon King come out again, as Finn Balor promised that Bray will see the Demon King. So who knows? Hopefully that be a good match. I think it will. And last but not least, the Fatal 4-Way match at SummerSlam. They had a head-to-head with security surrounding the ring, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Rewind back, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman more, has promised that him and Brock Lesnar will leave the WWE if Brock Lesnar loses the WWE Universal Championship. And the rumour strife going around that he's going to go back to the UFC and fight possibly Johnny Bones Jones in a super fight. But that is yet to be decided. Obviously, he's got to get put back into his harder testing pool, and he's still got his 5-month suspension for using estrogen against Mark Hunt to surpass. So Paul Heyman, in his confident babble, said there were two scenarios. Scenario 1 was that Brock Lesnar would get dismantled and thrown out of the ring, then it become a triple threat match. Brock Lesnar doesn't have to be involved in the result, doesn't have to be involved in pinfall or submission. He just, if anyone gets pinned, the person who pinned them is Universal Champion. That is what Brock Lesnar is facing, the inevitable challenge against all odds, as Paul Heyman says. And then there's scenario 2, what is very more likely. Brock Lesnar comes out and dismantles Braun Strowman, dismantles Samoa Joe, and dismantles Roman Reigns, and walks out Universal Champion. Obviously Samoa Joe didn't like it, so he came out to the ring saying he wasn't scared of Brock Lesnar facing him down. Then Braun Strowman music hits. Him saying that he was the last man standing last week against Roman Reigns, with a bit of help by Samoa Joe, but obviously Braun wouldn't admit that. Then the big dog music hits, comes down, immediately enters the ring, spears Samoa Joe for costing him the last man standing match. Braun Strowman power slams Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns is tired of receiving. And then we had a stare down between Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman, And I have to say, kudos to the security team. Kudos to them, and kudos to the superstars in the back for keeping these two apart from ripping each other from shred to shreds. So that was the Raw. That was Raw. And as I said, I'll do my SummerSlam predictions in a bit. But now we go on to SmackDown Live. As we know, it was Independence Day in India. So Jinder Mahal, the WWE champion, came out and celebrated it. Soon with some Punjabi music, some Punjabi dancing, the Indian national anthem. Soon to be interrupted by Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura promising the end to his masterpiece this Sunday when he will claim the WWE Championship from Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal obviously didn't like it. He would if someone was proclaiming that they'd beat you, but I wouldn't. We had Natalya versus Becky Lynch. Natalya is obviously challenging for the SmackDown Live Women's title against Naomi. This was a good match. Natalya in the end came out on top, unfortunately. Becky Lynch, I don't see any direction that WWE are going with Becky Lynch. Like a couple of wrestlers, quite a few wrestlers, I don't really see any direction from them. But she deserves to be in the women's title picture. She does. But Natalya won, stared down Naomi. Then Carmella came out and promised whoever will win the SmackDown Live Women's Championship match, Carmella was waiting for him in the rings. She kind of promised she'd be walking out of her hometown in Brooklyn as the WWE SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Will James Ellsworth play a part in it? Who knows? It'll be a good match, and I'll give my predictions on SmackDown Live for SummerSlam later. Then we saw Rusev Adrian come out. Chad Gable has been impressive since his split from Jason Jordan. Since Jason Jordan has been announced as Kurt Angle's illegitimate son, Chad Gable has looked impressive against AJ Styles, and even against Rusev this week he looked impressive. Rusev, though, he called out for better competition. Randy Orton came out and they're going to have a match at SummerSlam, and Randy Orton, just as he is, delivered an RKO out of nowhere on Rusev. So bad blood between the two, and hopefully that will get sorted this Sunday at SummerSlam. Then we saw potentially the biggest match for SmackDown Live, AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, versus KO. Is it going to be KO Slam instead of KO Mania, with Shane McMahon as the special guest referee, the commissioner of SmackDown Live as the referee? AJ Styles wanted to come out and apologise for the Pele kick Shane McMahon received. They got it. Shane said, any referee will disqualify if you lay the hand, but if you lay hands on me, I lay hands on you. And he kind of repeated it to Kevin Owens. Then Kevin Owens and AJ Styles got in a little scuffle. AJ Styles went to hit Kevin Owens. Owens ducked. McMahon caught the punch, said, you know what this means, you know what this means. Kevin Owens then went for a super kick, which AJ Styles ducked and hit Shane McMahon flush in the jaw. So Shane McMahon will have some involvement in the match. What way it goes, I don't know. Will we see another screw job? I don't know. All I know is it's going to be a cracking match. And then then we saw the Usos versus Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, I think it was. Good match. The Usos deliver great matches. New Day deliver great matches all the time. And I can't wait for the match at SummerSlam. I really can't. I can't honestly tell you who won. I think it was the Usos who beat the New Day. But it was a great match. I watched it, but I've forgotten. So, forgive me for that. Then we get on to our final match. John Cena versus Jinder Mahal was the main event. Back and forth. John is notorious for apparently burying talent. I find that hard to believe. I couldn't list the name of 20 wrestlers he's put over in the past year or two. And he did the same again with Jinder Mahal. He did the same with Shinsuke Nakamura a week or two back. So the fact that John Cena buries talent, I don't see. But Baron Corbin came out. Obviously, Baron Corbin and John Cena have got a bit of bad blood and are going to have a match at SummerSlam to hopefully bring it to a halt. Cena hit Mahal with the AA. Mahal was down. Baron Corbin came out, blindsided Cena. Then the cash-in came. Would he be the third unsuccessful candidate, or would he be the new WWE champion going into SummerSlam? He cashed it in. John Cena got up on the ropes. He decided to lever Cena with a fist. Mahal quickly got behind him and rolled him up for a pin. 1, 2, 3. Quickly escaped the ring. Baron Corbin was absolutely furious. So you can imagine what their match at SummerSlam will be like. John Cena costing Baron Corbin the WWE Championship. Bad blood is going down this Sunday. And I will give my SummerSlam predictions soon. But on one note, I'd like to send my prayers and thoughts out on behalf of both me and James to Ric Flair and his family. Fight strong, champ. Kick out one last time. Anyway, I've been the Smacktalking Amigo. You can follow us on WWE Amigos on Twitter and on Instagram. And on our YouTube channel, Smacktalking Amigos, to watch previous Smacktalking Amigos. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments, and me and James will gladly answer them. On to James. I hope he is well in Canada and the United States, and I hope to hear from you soon with Smacktalking Amigos. Peace.